Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And oh dear. For me, the Orville massively jumped the shark. Now, they've been circling jumping the shark for a couple of weeks, but they massively jumped the shark on this week's episode, which for me is just so stale, dated, cringe, Trump derangement syndrome, right? The reason I like the Orville was it was a place where I could go to where I wasn't getting constant political lectures. They would, they asked questions about modern society, and they asked them well, right? The About a Boy episode, where I disagree with what it was saying, I love the way it was saying it, right? I love the way it was saying it, and I thought it introduced it well. It was intelligent, it was nuanced, it's great science fiction. It's what you expect Star Trek to be, right? It was really, really good. First episode of New Horizons, dealing with suicide. Brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Genuinely brilliant TV. Since then, it hasn't been great, right? I found the extended episode length just self-indulgent and counterproductive. They're making for weaker stories. I found the Arachning Borg episode just boring, right? It's like, the monsters didn't really do much, and they're like, once again, they're like, we're going to be back next week, or in the future, we're new villains. Okay, fine. And then they did the same thing the week after when you had the technological Q woman who could do anything. By the way, and a real sign that it jumped the shark, they desexualized her in the edit, right? They like, I saw pictures of her on set in costume, and she looked like a normal, attractive woman. And she's an actress. Actresses are normally attractive woman, but they made like she made her look more androgynous on the show. Like they made her breast look smaller and her waist wide. It was just like made her look more androgynous. Whatever, I don't understand why, right? I do understand why. It's part of the insanity of Hollywood. What's going on with the Orville? Maybe moving from Fox was a mistake, right? Maybe Fox was keeping it in check. I love the show Doctor Who. And in the 70s, you had this one person who was extremely left-wing, Barry Letts, and who was a producer, and the script editor, Terence Dix, who was extremely right-wing, right? Well, for that time. And they worked together beautifully, and they brought out wonderfully nuanced, balanced, and exciting, fun TV. I think now he works for Disney, that's gone, right? I think that's gone. It's like, so now we're in 2022, and we're getting an Orange Man Bad episode, which is what this is. Right, I had one person, a friend of mine, say, no, this is an allegory they're drawing from, the naughty National Socialists from Germany in 1932. No, they're not. Right, it opens up with essentially a Trump rally. Well, it's not a Trump rally. This is Seth MacFarlane's idiot idea of what a Trump rally is, and that's really the point with that we're getting to. Right, why is America falling apart? Right, why is America falling apart? It's because the union that holds them together, that made them so strong, is being broken, is being shattered. You have this thing with Roe v. Wade and the Supreme Court in America right now, and people freaking out, and they're freaking out because they truly believe that anybody who doesn't share their politics hates them. They want to control women. They want to move it into Handmaid's Tale, right? They hate black people. They hate gay people. And this is what I think Seth MacFarlane actually believes, right? And it's nonsense. It's a nonsense that can't survive any questioning whatsoever, which is why they will stick relentlessly with their news sources, even though they've been discredited over and over again. New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, even Fox, they've all discredited themselves over and over again, massively, right? Massively. Yeah, there's a bit in this where they're talking about fake news. I'm sorry, saying the Hunter Biden laptop, and I'm sorry I'm freaking talking about politics right now, right? This is something that I liked about the Orville, that we weren't talking about freaking politics, and it's not me that injected into it, right? But again, talking about fake news, Hunter Biden laptop, Jesse Smollett, Covington kids, Carl Rittenhouse, piss tape, Still dossier, FBI spying on the Trump campaign, the Clinton campaign. All these things we were told were fake news, All these things were told absolutely fake. No, they weren't. They're all true, right? They've all been established in courts of law as being true, right? Over the last few months, it's just the way it is. I hate to be the one to tell you, but that's the way it is. So honestly, if they're going to do an Orange Man Bad episode, it might not have been so gratingly awful to get a political lecture, thinly veiled political lecture on Seth MacFarlane, if Seth MacFarlane's politics weren't actively destroying everybody's lives. Have you seen the price of gas? Blithering idiots. The price of gas, you got the this immigration crisis at the southern border, you got crime taking over all your cities. Well, gee, I wonder if that's got to do with anything with defunding the police and refusing to prosecute anyone. Could be. I mean, every city is facing the brunt of idiot political decisions that Seth MacFarlane in this episode is telling us the way to go, right? And it's look, mate. You could have got away with it when gas was, under $2. Not when gas is $7 bloody, right? And you can't get away with it. Also, it's just stale. It's stale and it's stupid, right? It's a real shame. So I feel this episode really jumped the shark. I hope it jumps back. I do hope it jumps back. I'm not optimistic, right? I'm not optimistic at all. The weird thing is, Strange New Worlds, Star Trek is doing a lot better in my mind, doing a hell of a lot better. So, very disappointing episode. Really tone deaf on many, many, many levels. They talk about abortion as well. And the cruel punishment for abortion is that they make the parents meet a simulacrum of the kid they aborted, and they feel guilty. I'm like, what's wrong with that? Seems like quite a mild punishment to me, quite frankly. I mean, look, wherever you are on abortion, I do believe a baby gestating inside a woman is a woman's body, right? I think the woman has domain over that body, right? It's subsisting upon the body. I know a newborn baby will die if it isn't looked after, but it's somewhat different to be medically plumbed into somebody. It is someone's body, but at the same time, you're probably killing. I mean, you are probably killing that person, right? And just the way it is. I'm sorry to be the one to say. Sometimes that's necessary for a variety of reasons. I'm not an abortion abolitionist, but it just shows up the idiocy of Seth MacFarlane's politics. And Seth, mate, this was not a good sign. And it was not a good time for you to shine a light on your politics when they have failed. Failed so breathtakingly. I mean, honestly, it's so clear and obvious to anybody who's not insanely partisan. Which sadly Seth lived in Hollywood, so he is, right? So he is. So the show for me completely has jumped the shark in this episode. What do you think? Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Please let me know what you think. Sharing is very good for the algorithm. Sign up my Substack. There's an email newsletter where I let you know where all my content is if I'm ever booted off YouTube, which is going to happen, right? That's going to happen. Sign up my paid Substack, and then, you get to pay me. It's $5 a month. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I don't know. I'm surprised there aren't millions of people trying to do that. Hasn't happened just yet. I will let you know when it goes down. Fine. With that, let me hand over to me from last night when I went over this episode with a heavy heart. Right? It was with a heavy heart because I really like the Orville. And this year hasn't been good, and this was a disaster. This episode was an absolute disaster. But don't take my word for it. Listen to this handsome man from last night talk to you all the way through it. By the way, one thing I didn't realize: the big blue alien who was in charge of the Union was in fact Bruce Boxleiter. Didn't recognize him, didn't really like the alien makeup that much either, but never mind, that's just me for you. Here's the thing, once you turn somebody off something, they see all the negativity in it, right? So this is a bad idea, Seth. You need to jump back on the other side of the shark very, very quickly. 42-minute length episodes, interesting science fiction. None of your Orange Man Bad, Trump derangement syndrome nonsense, because, quite frankly, I think we're all completely sick of it. And I'm very disappointed over here with the Orville. To me, this episode was very dated cringe, right? It was like Trump derangement syndrome on steroids, right? And it's so dated now. I opened the show going on about how people believe things that aren't real. And this is a great example of it. So over on Krill, we have a Trump rally, and it's so poor. As I'm saying it, my eyes are drooping. It's like, oh, we have a Trump rally, and it's what Seth MacFarlane thinks a Trump rally is. And it looks just kind of cheap. I hate to say it. I know they're putting a ton of money in it, but it also looks just kind of cheap. And they're like, yeah, we hate everybody, xenophobes, kill everybody else. If it kills us, we'll kill everybody else. And it's it's such a ridiculous view of what people who don't share your worldview looks like, right? The idea that anybody who doesn't agree with you is evil might mean that you're evil, right? I'm just sick of it, quite frankly. I think most people are, right? I think most people are. It's a real disappointment. And it's really toned down to Seth MacFarlane. And it also shows you that maybe Fox was the thing making it good, not Seth MacFarlane, right? Fox controlling Seth MacFarlane made it good. Because this is just idiotic. Like, no, it's not like that. Nobody hates anybody, apart from you leftists hates everybody. No, we're not like you. They don't want to have open borders because they hate Mexicans, you moron. They don't want to have open borders because they love Americans of any color, right? And that's just the reality. But the truth is, again, these liberals, they all are really racist, right? And they think, oh, but I'm overcoming my racism, right? I mean, it's normally liberal women that wouldn't date black men, right? And then they feel bad about it, and so they become super liberal. And I'm like, so, this was also his girlfriend in a previous episode. I'm just watching the game. God help me. Anyway, so after the rally, we have the titles, and yeah, they put a lot of money into it, and it's a bit indulgent. But I'm sorry, don't even your officials don't even come close to Strange New Worlds, right? This is just leaving me flat. And I used to really love this, right? I was so looking forward to the show coming back. So over in the city, and again, we're saying, oh, you don't have to keep the original look for the characters. And I hear that. I do hear that. But, like, you've got to keep some kind of connection to it, right? When you find, like, if you took Annie and you made it somebody who was ball player, it wouldn't be Annie. Look, looks like whoever's with the weird head playing Daddy Warbucks has that right vibe, right? Has that right vibe. And it looks like there's a Krill in there. How is there a Krill child in there? That's weird. That shouldn't be. And so the Krill are there. It's a delegation. They're watching this thing. And that's the president of the union. I haven't seen him before. But again, the alien's a bit meh. I like the Krill, and they clap, and they're having this like diplomatic dinner, and they're about to sign this big peace treaty, right? Because the joint threat of the Kalon has brought them together. And they're all, yeah, he says, so, you can sign the peace treaty on election night when I win again. Oh, I can't see what's going to happen. Oh, honestly, here's what they should do. If you have a head injury, they should play the first 5 minutes of this, and he's going to ask you, what do you think is going to happen, right? If they don't know, so you got to send them to hospital. This is so obvious, right? Oh. Meanwhile, in the holodeck, Seth MacFarlane's new girlfriend is part of the crew. Borders, we see him for 10 seconds, and Borders is great. Oh, more Borders. I want the Borders spin-off show, right? And they reference, do you remember that funny joke we did a year, about 4 years ago? That looks like it. Yeah, how about doing a few more of those, Seth? Right? A few more jokes. And there's a point where they do a joke in this episode, and it's good, right? But like now you're referencing when you were good. It's not good. So anyway, hi, I'm Seth MacFarlane's new girlfriend. She looks exactly like the other person who was on the show, and then he booted off. Right, Seth, it's not looking good for you, mate. Right, we were giving you a pass, but this one really isn't working out well for you. So, they're doing Western stuff. Then in walks Isaac, and isn't very good at doing it. And she's like, well, it's fun while it lasted, and she's going to leave. She hates him. He's like, whoa. And then they get a call. They got to get an urgent call, right? Urgent call. And they get a call from, what was it, Admiral Pussy, whatever his name is, I can't remember. He's slightly less of a pussy than Admiral Pussy from Discovery, right? I mean, okay, comparing this to Discovery is not even close, right? This or Picard, this is a billion times better than Picard and a billion times better than Discovery, right? It's not saying much. So anyway, Admiral Pussy is there saying they've asked you to be the people who bring the delegation to Krill. And he says, well, that was great. It was fantastic news. And they couldn't tell that we were drunk, which I like. They actually had a joke. Oh, yeah, he was light enough to set a joke. So then the shuttle arrives and in walks the delegation. And they're all happy to see him. They have an honor guard. One guy, and they can't all face the same direction. This is a bit weird, but okay. Tesha sticks a guard too. I mean, it was good for the first 2 seasons. So he tells her, "Oh, you got a bad situation about this." This is this woman who infiltrated, pretended to be human. They had a date. They were dating each other. They were intimate, and it's Trump rally. Oh no, Trump rally! And he goes, "Is she a threat?" He said, "They assure us not that she can't win." Oh really? I wonder if this is going to be an allegory for something. It's so obvious. Oh, and I know that's what you look like in 2016. And honestly, yeah, we have to. If you could treat yourself like you treated other people, right? And you could be, if you were suspicious of the 2016 election, and you think anybody suspicious of the 2020 election is a yokel, I don't think you're being intellectually honest. So then he does more research and he sees there's fake news being posted about the other guy like firing on everybody. He says, that's not real. And it's like, but people will download it and think it's real. Dude, it's not fake fucking news. I don't know what I want to tell you. How many things do you think is fake news? Was Jesse Smollett fake news? No. I mean, it wasn't fake. When you said he was attacked, yes, that was fake news. Right? Yeah, it's all been like, was there Russian collusion? No. Did Biden collude with Ukraine to? Did Biden force Ukraine to fire a prosecutor looking into a company he was financially profiting from directly? Did that happen? Yes. That's in between the pictures of your son smoking crack and sending porn links to each other. Freaking pervs. Yeah, I want to tell you. So anyway, oh god. So I mean, this is not what I want when I watch Star Trek. I haven't had this shit with Strange New Worlds, right? I haven't had this with Orville much either. But okay, fine. So they meet the Krill ships and they go and they take off. Come on. There you go. Hi, I'm Seth MacFarlane's boyfriend, a girlfriend. And she flies the ship. I say, even the set looks like kind of cheap to me. They rebuild it from scratch, and it just doesn't hold up. Again, comparing it to Strange New Worlds, and for some reason he's piloting it, and there's no seats. Everybody's got to stand up. Like, what's wrong with these people? So he's like, "Oh, I know what I'm doing. You know how much I know? I knew you were drunk." Okay, so. So they fly down through the cloud cover to Krill, and they land. Whoa! We're the first humans on Krill. And they tell Lieutenant Girlfriend to come with them. And they see the statue of Avis. And again, it's such a cartoon view of people who believe in religion. So he's there to watch the results. So they say, first let's try a delicacy, all blood juice, and they like it. And they're watching the results come in, but it's not going well. Oh my God, he loses, and the other one wins. What a shock. No. And they said, but if we destroy each other, the Kalon will kill us both. What will we do? It's no good. They come and arrest him, but then they also arrest the Orville crew, not the Orville crew, the delegation. And they like push him to the ground. They kick this president. They smack him to the ground, right? And then they take them into custody. And all of a sudden they put a tractor beam on the Orville, and you get this pretty good fight sequence, right? And again, I'm looking at this and I think of the engine room of Strange New Worlds. It's not even close. It really isn't. All right, this just doesn't feel. I mean, the floor, I think maybe a metal floor or something. It just doesn't feel. It feels fake. And again, it's better than Discovery, yes, but very disappointing. Right now, they've gone into Trump derangement syndrome in this episode, which they really have done. It loses the pass it gets on everything. Now, I'm going to be. I hope next week is a good one. I do. I really, really, really hope next week is a good one, right? And they bounce back from this. But this is it's not good. So you do get a decent battle sequence, but it's okay. And they have this stupid way out. Anyway, so again, it looks cheap. We know this is a set. Okay, we know it just looks cheap. And they bring out the old president and said, "You betrayed us," and they stab him and kill him. It doesn't look good. And like, yes, this is always what we want. And here's the thing, Trump rallies aren't like that. They have respect for life. Leftists are like that. Leftists do want to see their boot on your neck if you don't if you don't agree with them, right? If you aren't part of the body. It's not canon, PD mate. Strange New World is not canon. I can't say that strongly enough. It's clearly not canon. Who gives a? I mean, it's just I'm enjoying it, but it's got the essence of Star Trek, which I haven't seen anything else have. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, look, they're baying like and it's it's the left who are baying for blood. Look at the DOJ, for God's sake, it's been weaponized, as they always are. Said, we're going to do more, yay! And he's like, you got to let us out, no. And he's like, I'm the second father's girlfriend. Yeah, that's the completely coincidental. By the way, I look exactly like the last one. They changed their hair, but they kept my hair the same. So it's like, yes, she is my girlfriend. He gets taken to see her. He used to be his girlfriend. And he's like, what's going on? No, we could be so close. And she's like, no, you're going to be killed. I said, but I let you go. Why didn't you let me? You should let us go. Right? And she's like, no, I cannot be weak. And it just goes, it's a conversation, it just goes on. Again, an hour and 5 freaking minutes. 42 minutes would have been a stronger episode. Much stronger. Maybe we would have cut you couldn't cut out the Trump derangement syndrome with this one. I mean, look, Seth, mate, I'm sorry. It was 8 years of misery, 3 years of sunshine, 1 year of COVID, and then Biden. Super misery. Like, it's too late. I mean, I know you did this years ago, but you're wrong. God, it's the thing liberals can't bear more than they're being wrong. So finally they talked to them and said, we're going to keep your delegation as prisoners and then execute them. Nah, because we're evil. We're Trump. And Ted Dancer's like, oh my God, they're evil. They're like Trump. So he gets taken away and they say, put this cloak on, right? They put the cloak on. He thinks he's being taken by the kill, but they put cloak on and he's being taken somewhere else, right? But then they get ambushed by other forces, pew, 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 and the other forces capture Mercer, and they say, come with us, and they take him with them, and they go into this secret hidey place, right? Oh, and in there, there's a revelation. There's a revelation. A half-human girl, half-human girl, which is his daughter, right? It's his daughter. No, it's only a clump of cells, mate. It's only a clump of cells. You could have bought it right now. Doesn't matter. Fine. He's like, that's my daughter. Wow, my daughter. And he's like, and she was too embarrassed about her And so she had a hidden away with that family. And she's like, I'm not embarrassed. You're wonderful. And she's a very cute, nice girl. And they said they want them to use knowledge of her to get her to back down, right? That's basically what they're doing. Okay, all the Orville ships show up, and the battle isn't actually very good. I have to tell you, the Deep Space Nine ones you see on Netflix on like 480p, if you're lucky, are better. And it's like, oh, what a horrible world you made. Why did you do this? I come to talk you out of it. It's like, no, we must stay pure. Let me show you. And then they show you what their punishment is for somebody who has an abortion. All right, this is how they punish people on Krill if you have an abortion. They bring them into a room and they extract their DNA and they make a fake version of their kid. And the kid goes, "Why did you kill me?" And they're like, "No, don't make." Well, okay, worst thing in the world for liberals, isn't it? Having to accountability. No, don't make me accountable. It's like, how inhumanly evil. Back at the Trump rally. Oh, yeah, we want blah, 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 blah. Not like that. Again, this demonizing of your fellow citizen is awful. And that you believe this. I mean, like, honestly, the Germans believed all the bullshit too. You think you're any different? It's exactly the same. That you're demonizing your fellow countrymen in this way is terrible. And the people doing it are evil. I don't think Seth MacFarlane's evil, right? I don't think any of them are. I just think they've been brainwashed by this insane society. And it's getting worse the more they fail. And they are failing. So I'm going to kill one. Which one first? And they have a battle. Pew, 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 pew. And there's just too many ships on screen, really. It just doesn't really work. And they choose, I'm going to kill the president first. And then these two show up and go, who are they? And they throw these grenades that make super light. And they get everybody out. This is the secret Order 21, right? Where they changed themselves to be Krill so they could sneak in and rescue them somehow. Claire's there and Lamar, and they have a chase. Whoa! And honestly, it doesn't. This episode doesn't deserve the budget, really. And it has a huge budget. They get to the ship, and then they got to get into the Orville as it's in like a middle of a battle. And look, that first battle we saw was fantastic. This feels like really kind of unnecessary, and I don't like. I liked, at the end of last season when the Krill turned up, right, and you saw what's his name in the ship, the Krill ship. That was a real punch the air moment, right? That was fantastic, and to piss that away over a cheap political analogy that is totally proved wrong and is 3 years stale, right? It's so stupid. It's so freaking stupid. So now the Krill are enemies again, and they're on a set, obviously, and they think, oh, Krill, and then, but meanwhile, his daughter is being watched by her loving mother. Maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. It's really sad. It's just sad, right? I found this whole episode a real letdown, right? A real letdown. I think this is a jump the shark episode. I'm open for it jumping back. Listen, I watched Strange New Worlds with an open mind after watching all of Discovery, all of Picard, right? I've only had really good stuff from the Orville, but man, it's got to know it needs to bounce back at this point because it's really failed. And it hasn't been good this season, right? We waited a long time. We had 3 years for it, and it's not good enough. That's the bottom line. 3 years for Trump derangement syndrome, 2 years out of date. It's not good enough, right? It's not good enough. And you're letting you're letting yourself down, right? You had a great thing with the Orville. And this is like self-vandalism. It really is. I'm very disappointed. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.